You are live.
Please turn off your phones. Welcome to the October 1st, 2025 regular meeting of Eureka Springs Historic District Commission. I'm Dee Bright, Chair. Commissioners present tonight are Christine Sanamore, Frank Green, Debbie Davis, and Peter Graham. We have a quorum for business. The Eureka Springs Historic District Commission is empowered by Eureka Springs Municipal Code to issue a certificate of appropriateness of alterations of exterior architectural features, demolition, and new construction within the boundaries of the Eureka Springs Historic District. The HDC uses Eureka Springs Historic District guidelines and the U.S. Department of Interior standards for the rehabilitation of historic buildings as the basis for our decisions. The Commission can take the following actions on an application: approval with modification, denial, or deferral for more information. Appeal of denial may be made to the Circuit Court. Public comments will be heard on each agenda item as it is called. Other public comments will be heard during the public comment period. Are there any changes or additions to tonight's agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Approve the motion as.
Second. Peter made the motion. Debbie seconded it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carries 4-0. Approval of applications does not excuse applicants, owner, or agent from compliance with any other applicable codes, ordinances, or policies of the City of Eureka Springs. I would like to start reviewing the purpose of the HDC. We are only here to approve applications based on exterior architectural features spelled out in our guidelines, and that's all. I want to remind commissioners we do not consider the following due to these are not under our area of jurisdictions, which include size of a structure, setback of a structure, parking, number of units, how demolished building material will be disposed of, drainage, sewer line capacity, putting in retaining walls unless it's on the application. Discussing these types of issues only confuses the public in thinking we have jurisdiction over these types of issues, and we do not. Most of this is up to the city building inspector applying city codes. Also a reminder, new residential structures do not go to the Planning Commission unless they are asking for a variance. We have no old business, new business. We have a level 3 on 20 Pine, Elizabeth and James Wicker owner. Another level 3 on 58 Hillside, Penny Pemberton applicant. Okay. Do I have somebody here for 20? Oh, do I have a motion? No. I'm sorry, just a moment. For 20 Pine, yes. If you would come up, state your name and your address, and then Frankie will read you the summary of facts.
Elizabeth Wicker, my husband James. We are our home on 20 Pine. We live currently at 58 County Road 3272 in Berryville, and we're ready to get our home renovated, and we have Wicker Construction, so a lot of you are familiar with our work. We do strive to follow all codes. Yes?
I need Frankie to read you the summary of facts before we move on.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Repair, replace wooden windows with wood windows. Replace missing and deteriorated stacked limestone foundation with new stacked limestone. Replace front porch and balcony with treated wood. Reapproval of application from 2021, see photos. Construct retaining wall in rear yard to prevent further erosion, see photos, site plan. Add rear addition and deck approximately 26 feet by 10 feet to meet new rear retaining walls. See plans. Change from application. Proposed rear deck will no longer extend over driveway. A future application will propose a carport for the driveway and paint the exterior. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Debbie?
I move that the Eureka Springs Historic District Commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed work at 20 Pine based upon the agreed-upon summary of facts as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And Cassie has a public comment to read into the record before we start.
Allow me to send this written comment regarding the beautiful additions and repairs the Wickers would like to make to their home located at 20 Pine Street, next door to my home at 22 Pine Street. I moved into my home in 2002. Since that time, neighbors, known in the hood as the Pine Nuts, all up and down Pine Street have been making improvements to their homes, transforming our street to one of the most photographed by passersby. They comment on how, quote, eureka, unquote, our neighborhood is, and I agree. The plans and photos of the Wicker improvements not only meet the look of Pine Street, but move the bar of beauty up several notches. I look forward to the completion of these gorgeous repairs and additions. Therefore, Neighbor Bill hopes full approval is made by the Commission. I hope that each and every member will be as proud of these improvements as we, the Pine Nuts, are. Thank you for allowing me to submit this letter. William Bill E. Ott II.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions of Mrs. Wicker?
Yeah. I think we should do a site visit on this application myself, because it's so extensive.
There's a lot of work being done here that,
You think so, too?
yeah, I think a site visit might be in order just so that we can look at it and see, you know, the scope of work that needs to be completed here.
That way we'll better know what's going on, and when they come back for modifications on their application, we'll know exactly what they're talking about.
I went by the property this week and took a look at it. I'm familiar with some of the historic guidelines that were followed by, and I just reviewed what they proposed work with replacing the windows with similar windows and repairing the wood repairs of the windows, and then everything else kind of aligns with restacking the limestone as available that you can reuse, and then whatever we need to bring new limestone in. Use. I don't know, for the for the paint.
The windows that need to be replacing are complete replicas.
Just
that
a moment,
Woody-
ma'am. The
And-
commissioners are discussing. Just a moment, please.
And the windows are going to be, it looks like the windows are going to match the proposed windows, and they're going to be similar and glazed in, I believe, too. And then replace probably reglazing. Let me see what that is. Where's that? Windows. Windows will be repaired, wood repairs, and then deteriorating from age and weather. Is it okay to ask a question? Okay.
Yes, let me ask you a question, though, Peter. Since Debbie and Frank both think site visit, what do you think?
I would say based off of what the proposed work is, the windows, the foundation, the paint, the tree. So 1, 2, 3. The only one that I would say that I think discussing right now would be the front deck and balcony. That would be the only one that maybe would help with the site visit. The 5, definitely agree with several tree damages. Just for context, I did live directly across from this house. I lived
So
on the Owl's Nest
You're
for a
saying
year.
we could vote on part of it, and
At least part of it. The only one would be, they included a lot of pictures because it is extra with the deck.
okay, let me ask Christine what she thinks. Site visit or part
I definitely a site visit.
on
Yes.
all of it, or do you guys think there's some that you can ask questions?
Well, the windows, as long as they're going to be replaced with replicas
Okay,
that are wood, I wouldn't have
Let's
a problem
proceed
with
with that then, and you ask your questions of her, and
that. One thing I noticed that is not included, it mentions a retaining wall in the back, and that's not included on the site plan, where that retaining wall would be in relation to the house.
Am I correct in that that's because the retaining wall and that rear wall of that rear deck and addition are supposed to be the same.
Close.
Close, okay.
We've got an excavator coming out that really looks, so that's why I put approximately 10 to 12 feet. If the side has been up there, so if you went back there, you see that mountain, the hill, is sliding down tremendously. So as far back as I can get it safely with an excavator, because we have to some trees are already falling on our home and close to Bill's. But along the top ridge, there's already some huge trees that are showing the roots coming down the hill. So as far back as I can get it, so it can retain most of that hill, that's where I'd like to place that. But the excavator will help me determine how far back that could go safely and retain the hill.
That would be that picture, correct?
Yes.
Okay, guys, the bottom picture, your next to last page.
Well, I did AI that. I learned how to AI, but I removed a lot of the trees so you could see the damage of the hill, and you can see a huge down tree that's about ready to slide down the hill anytime. So as far back as we can get that wall is going to save our home.
We just need to have a documentation on that,
Okay.
where that would be in relation to the house.
Okay.
So maybe when it comes to the hazardous trees, maybe we can do that. And then if we were going to be suggesting,
I'll just state for the record and for those at home, all tree removals need to go through the building department, and if they are live trees, through BOZA. So that's, I know it was written on the application, but that's not something HDC approves.
It's out of our jurisdiction.
yeah, so that's not us, right? So
Right.
I would say prior to retaining wall, like you're saying, we site visit for the retaining wall and site visit for the deck. I guess I was just confused because it did have on here about the hazardous trees. So we're not
Yeah,
actually
but that's
voting. We're not actually voting
not
for a
even our-
hazardous tree. I just want to clarify that.
Right.
So we're not going to vote, but the hazardous trees would be resolved first prior. So that should be resolved, the hazardous trees,
You're right.
before the retaining wall.
And the porches are going to be exact replicas of what are on the older photos. I sent all of this into the state HDC for the 40% tax credit, so we have to be exact.
And for those at home, does that mean that's the tax credit, correct? So like if you have documentation proof of a pre-existing structure on the property, and then to get the approval, you have to replicate what was there prior, and you sent pictures and they approved you to have the deck built
Yes.
as it was prior to you having it not built, correct?
The front porches.
The front porches.
The decks were addition. In the rear, there's half of that house is an addition in the rear. So it doesn't show really from the front, except for the carport.
So if you guys think you can pass part of this, why don't you change that motion to what you, we'll withdraw the other and make a motion just for what you can pass, and then somebody needs to make a motion for the site visit and what you want to see at the site visit.
Okay, I'll make the motion. I move that the Eureka Springs Historic District Commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for the following work: repair and replace wood windows with replica wood windows, replace missing and deteriorated stacked limestone foundation with new stacked limestone, and replace the front porch and balcony with treated wood. Reapproval of application from 2021. And that's at 20 Pine Street.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Now, just on that, do you have questions?
Well, I have a question. So that was the only ones that applied for that. So we're not going to do the other ones like the painting exterior, the front decks and balcony that matched prior pictures? Are we going to
Yeah.
wait on that?
Well, I think that
Site visit?
they really can't paint because there's an addition on here that's going to be built on, and that's one of the things that we're going to look at.
The addition is the deck?
The rear deck, there is a rear deck and the addition is underneath it.
The addition is underneath.
You could do the paint color.
According to the codes, Chapter 12, we can paint the current structure and make sure that the additions are different and shows as an addition. Is that correct? Frankie, you know, Cassie, you know that?
I'd just like to see how far these decks are going to go and exactly how it's going to affect the look of the house and how far back the retaining wall is going to go.
Yeah, we can schedule a site visit for the next couple of weeks, assuming everyone's available. Would that be work for you as well?
Yes,
All right.
yes, and if I could know ahead of time, I can get my excavator out there and meet with us so we'll know what safely and what it takes to retain that hill.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Okay. One motion's been made. Debbie made the motion, Frank seconded. All in favor? Any more questions on that part? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. So motion carries 4-0. And that's windows, the stacked limestone, the front porch, and there was one, that was it. Those
it.
three.
Just those three?
Okay, that's what we just passed. Now, I need a motion for a site visit.
I move that we perform a site visit at 20 Pine Street to
Second.
look at proposed work.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Debbie made the motion, Peter seconded for the site visit. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carries 4-0. Okay. When are people available for site visits? Do you have times you're not available?
Not tomorrow or Tuesday.
I'm open availability.
I'm open anytime.
I could do Friday.
I was just going to say, then Cassie can go to work tomorrow and figure out and get back to each of us. And
Yes.
do you have you're kind of like me, wasn't it? We'll have to see the date.
Yeah.
Like Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Friday works for me if it works for you guys too.
I can't get my excavator over there by Friday.
Well, I can't come on Friday. So
Never mind.
that's a moot point.
We'll
That's
find
all right.
some.
We could do it next week, maybe,
Okay.
next week.
That's good.
So Cassie will get with you.
Can Frankie sign the COA?
Yeah, can you sign
Yeah.
that and
Mark out.
mark out the others. We're going to do the windows, the stacked limestone, and the front porch.
Windows.
Replace windows. Here. Okay, I'm going to let Cassie cross out. Thank you. Next, we have 58 Hillside. Penny Pemberton is the applicant.
Good evening.
Good evening. Would you state your name and your
Penny
address?
Pemberton. Who?
We haven't seen her in a long time, have we? Frank, would you read the summary of facts?
Oh, yeah, extend roof to cover deck.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Debbie, can you read the,
I move that the Eureka Springs Historic District Commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed work at 58 Hillside based on the agreed-upon summary of facts as presented.
do I have a second?
A second.
Peter Beecher. Okay. Questions for Penny?
So it's just extending the roof line over the deck?
It It might be stated here, is it, what's?
Peter, can you speak into the microphone, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. How's the pitch going to be? Is the pitch going to match the roof line, or
It will
how's
not.
It's not going to match
Right,
it?
we
What-
didn't want to create the damaging valleys with the gable that's already present. It wouldn't work, so it's just going to be 2 flat roofs, 5 foot on one side, 15 foot on the other.
Okay, flat. What material?
Well, they're
'Cause
just
don't, like-
covering that.
Sorry?
Surprised they didn't do that when they
Rolled roofing, okay, because I didn't know with gray, sometimes with,
Anything below a 212 pitch has to be rolled roofing.
okay, perfect, instead of shingles.
Correct.
I dealt with that with my house, so thank you
Yes.
for clarifying.
You're
It's
welcome.
important to know.
And I did speak with the building inspector about that, just a question of, is there really any other option? And he said that's really probably the best case, given how those gables meet there.
Yep.
Is probably truly the best option.
Any other questions? Debbie made the motion, Peter seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Penny.
Consent agenda. Our level 1 and level 2 projects that the city preservation officer believes to be in accordance with the design guidelines. Any commissioner or member of the public may move any consent agenda item to the regular agenda for discussion. Tonight we have a level 2 25 Prospect. Rothus owner replace asphalt shingle on upper porch with porch decking and a rear deck. Did everyone see the packet? Any questions, or do I have a motion?
We need a move. Go ahead.
Oh, I make a motion that we pass a level 2 at 25 Prospect as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Frank made the motion. Debbie seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carries 4-0.
That's it? Wow.
Thank you, guys. Administrative approvals by the City Historic Preservation Officer. Minor impact projects include ordinary maintenance that does not involve a change in materials, new and replacement signs, alterations to non-contributing and/or non-historic structures, excluding major additions or demolition. Medium impact projects that meet design guidelines. We have 11. They are all listed on our website. Okay, Commissioner Business, Destination Downtown Report. Want to go, Debbie?
Sure. We attended a lot of really interesting sessions. I think the one that really stuck in my mind the most was where they said, when you are discussing historic properties in your town, you really need to tell the story of that property and let the people who are involved with it, become kind of emotional about it. Because that's kind of what they had done there in El Dorado. Everywhere you went, people were talking about the different structures or what these structures meant to them personally. So I thought that was really good. I think that our preservation tour of homes, when that happens, that's a great opportunity to tell people the stories of our houses. And I think it would be even greater if some of our houses, and I don't know if this is even possible or not, but so many times you see a plaque outside of these historic properties that tells the story of the property, and so it gives the people who are viewing it just more of that emotional connection or that history that they know about that house. Then makes it more meaningful. So I thought that that was a really good session that we went to. We attended some sessions on tax credits, and the prevailing attitude was that our tax credits, use them while you can, because they may not be there for long. So if anybody is using tax credits on historic properties, I would encourage them to do it quickly. Dee?
Anything to add, Cassie?
Yeah, I thought it was a really great conference. I really enjoyed getting to go and see El Dorado and make the trip with Debbie and Dee. I know the session I really enjoyed the most, and I know I was talking with Peter a little bit about it yesterday, was one on deconstruction, which is the process of, instead of demolishing a building, you sort of take it apart piece by piece and find what you can reuse. I know architectural salvage is popular in some circles, not all, but things, you know, of saving things like doorknobs and hinges. But this was, deconstruction is really more about what all of the building can you save, down to flooring, down to siding, you know, the bricks, the stone and other things. And just in a town like this, where we have so many historic structures that struggle to find either good new materials or good old materials, I just think if we can just, you know, put that information out for people as a bug in their ear of this is an option, I think this could be a really good market for reusing those old materials when we can.
I agree. And it's just, the classes were all great, and just meeting with everybody from, this was a tri-state, so we had Mississippi and Louisiana there also, and just networking with all of them. It's great. We just learn a lot of things when we can go to those. And it was a Main Street function that they had us, invited us this year instead of a fall retreat like we normally have. So in springtime, we'll probably have back to our, did Ian?
I haven't heard anything about a spring conference.
Okay. So usually we have a spring and a fall, but this was great to be invited to this because there was a lot of people and a lot of different subjects, not just HDC, the historic part, but also the Main Street, which, you know, the two of us all tie very closely about our communities. And Debbie, when you just said the plaques out, don't they have to apply through the National Registry for those plaques? I mean, there's certain paperwork.
Depends on the plaque someone would want to use. I know that for a plaque that says, you know, this building is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, that one has a certain sort of look and dimension that it's supposed to have. But if you want a plaque that just sort of tells the history of your house, I don't know if there's anything in particular that you would have to follow. If not, I do think it would be great if some organization in the community wanted to, especially if there's interest, wanted to come up with some sort of design rubric or aesthetic that people could then follow, so we could have that, still maintain that uniform look of people telling the stories of their homes.
Can you check with the state and see if there's any guidelines on that?
Yeah.
Well, I know Hidden Springs Bed and Breakfast, when I first moved here, at that time Stephanie Kerr owned it. And she did have to fill out paperwork and all for the plaque that she got for that property. And they have to be certain age, certain things. But yeah, I know.
One of the things that this conference made me realize is how lucky we are here in Eureka Springs with just the willingness of people to preserve their homes, because so many of those little towns in Mississippi and Louisiana that presented and talked about either their Main Street or their historic neighborhoods really struggled. They struggled to find funding to preserve the historic details of these structures, and they struggled to find tenants. So it just made me realize really how lucky we are to have a prosperous town.
We are very lucky. And Mr. Cross, many times I've met with him, he says one thing that saved this town was in the 60s, 70s, they had no money, so they boarded everything up, and that's what saved us, our integrity and all the historic stuff. It just got boarded up, and when they took the boards off, here's what we see today. So we were lucky, and we are one of the largest city, it's not our entire city limits, but our historic district is one of the largest in the nation. So it's something, it's a lot of work for us to keep it that way, but that's why the tourists come. That's what pays our bills, guys. So let's save all of our
That's why
wonderful
we have site
historic.
visits.
Yes.
I think that's something that I would love to help bridge is there's almost like this raise in blood pressure when you sit before the Historic District Commission, whereas like if there's open communication between community members that we all love this community and the goal is to preserve the town, that before it reaches the agenda to go to one of us, you know, we're members of the community, we all live downtown, so the whole point is we can have open communication with a guideline book to show you and help educate why some of the older material, hardwood, single pane windows, reglazing is a lot more efficient and a lot more long-term than replacing and throwing away old hardwood and really solid lead glass windows rather than going with like double pane windows, because I work in town and there's so many windows that are failing after 5, 6, 7 years that are double pane windows when, if done correctly with wood sashes, keeps it almost, if not better, insulated than double-paned vinyl windows. And there's proof in that in the Missouri state. They just did a study that showed it. So, I mean, open communication and working with us and working with the state to get tax credit, as the Wickers were just saying, it's 40% tax credit. So
Yeah.
I think it's really beneficial to do preservation work and keep this town, you know, the way we love it. That's why we have tourists to come here. That if it just looked like every other town, we wouldn't be special.
One of the classes I went to was on some of the materials and all, and how the old, and I didn't bring my notes. I ran from work to preservation to here, so I forgot to go home. Comparable, and windows are one of the main ones, that they're better than any of the new ones you can buy today.
Definitely.
And we can fix them. My house is 126 years old. Many times I've fixed them, and somebody broke one of my wavy glass, and I had to replace the pane, but I kept all the wood around it in just one section, and I'm not happy about it, but preserved all the rest.
And with that being said, I mean, Cassie, is it okay to mention the class? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, so October 18th and 19th, this month now, I can't believe it's already October, Main Street is hosting a window restoration class at the Carnegie Library, where we're going to help the community understand and learn how to remove glass windows out of wooden sashes and properly prime them with turpentine and reglaze single pane windows. So that's an open class. You can talk to Cassie about it. It's a 2-day class on a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You come to Carnegie Library and it's a full day. And we're going to help educate the community on how to reglaze windows. And I'd love to see you guys there if you'd like to join.
And Paul's
Paul's running it, the building
doing it, our
inspector.
building inspector, he's doing it.
Yep.
Main Street is supporting it and hosting it. Or
And you can find it at the Main
And then-
Street building, or you can look on the Facebook page and they have it posted.
And another one, the odd floor, is November 7th, 8th, and 9th, if you want to put that. We started the back here. We're going to do, we hope to get to maybe this far. So it's a 2.5 day, but it's coming forward too. And Paul again, and all the rest of us that were there at the first one will be there. So mark your calendars, guys.
And that one is what? That one's November 7th?
No, starting the 7th, so Friday, Saturday, half a day on Sunday.
Yep,
Yes.
so-
And the other one's October
17th and 18th.
17th and
Or,
18th.
no, 18th and 19th, sorry.
18th and
18th and
19th for the
19th.
windows. Okay, yeah, so guys, mark your calendars and check into that, because they're I've done the window one before, and now the floor, I've done the floor, but it's going to take a lot of people and a several more meetings to do this whole floor. It'll take a year, but Main Street has bought all the supplies, and we just need volunteers. And Paul's leading this. So we got a great building inspector, yay. Approval of minutes from, do we have any minutes?
No.
No, I didn't see any. Okay, so July 16th, August 6th, August 20th, September 3rd. We didn't have a meeting the second part of September, so now we are doing October 1st. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th set of minutes. We need our minutes. Next meeting will be October 15th, 2025. Level 3 applications due Thursday, October 2nd. Level 2 applications due Wednesday, October 8th. Agenda setting for October 15th meeting. Does anyone have anything you want to put on the agenda? I would also, if we have anyone that would like to apply to be on the Historic District Commission, we do have a full commission right at the moment, but we do have a couple of people that health isn't the best right now, and they might have to step off. So we might need somebody if you're interested. At least come talk to Cassie, make the application, and then if we, there will be a time that we will need you. So it might not be right away, but think about it and apply. Public comments. We didn't have anybody signed up. Okay, commissioner comments. Peter?
Other than the 2 classes, the comments were the window class is October 18th and 19th at the Carnegie Library, and the floor restoration is November 7th through 9th for the basement of the auditorium. Come join. We need a lot of physical labor. It's not going to be easy.
But it's fun.
Bring knee pads.
Debbie? No. Christine?
No.
Frank?
No.
For the floor, I did do it last time. A year and a half ago, I did break my hip, and I did get down on the floor in here, so anybody can come in. Some of it's just sweeping the floor and stuff. We can use everybody. You may not be the one to crawl around, but we learned some neat things. I mean, I really enjoyed that weekend. Debbie mentioned like plaques of tour of homes and things. I do want to make a statement since she brought it up. We, Preservation Society, is not having the tour of homes this year because we just couldn't get enough homes. But we are still having one in 2026. That's December 5th. And so it's not that we're not doing it. We just are postponing it for 1 year. And we're working on some great ideas to kind of change it up a little bit also. So just mark your calendars for December 5th, 2026. Cassie?
I just want to thank the audiovisual team for getting us set up tonight. If you don't work for the city, you might not know that we had some city business going on in here the past couple days, so this normal setup was not here at 1 p.m. today, and I just really appreciate our AV team working all afternoon so that we could have our meeting tonight.
Do you have a motion for an adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Debbie made the motion, Peter seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. 4-0 passes.